Hello, welcome to Soulprint Intuitive Tarot. So last week, um, there were numbers released um, having to do with Trump and his PACs and how much money is being spent in different places. Um, so the thing is that we know that Trump's entire ego is wrapped around his perception of how wealthy he is, and then in turn, everybody else's perception of how wealthy and powerful he is. So, as I mentioned in yesterday's video, so not only was there that sort of fake I'll pay you $20,000 to let me use your non-union shop so I can look like I'm having a rally and people who are in union support me. Apparently nobody in the crowd was actually in a union. Not one, apparently. So there's that. There was the fact that something like 50 or $60 million was spent by a PAC to pay Trump's legal fees in 2023. There was the $318,000 that was paid for Melania's stylist. Now, I don't think women should pick on other women. I just think it's not cool. Having said that, I have to tell you, if I paid $318,000 for somebody to style me, I would hope I would look better than she does. I mean, it's the same hairstyle, it's the same basic clothes. There's nothing sparkling or new or even interesting. And so, and again, that was paid for by a PAC. That didn't come out of Trump's own pocket. And so, more and more, there's all of this information coming out about what the PACs are spending. And let's not forget, those PACs are being by and large financed by his, mega Republicans, his small donors, because a lot of the wealthier donors, first they were backing DeSantis and now they're backing Haley. Now, slowly but surely, they're going to end up, unfortunately, gravitating towards Trump as he continues to, do kind of well in the primaries. But I don't think that he has I don't think the PACs have the kind of money that um, they should have, perhaps. I don't think the PACs are making money as quickly as they have in the past. So this is interesting. So what I'm rambling here, but what I want to do is I want to take a look and see how Trump and his money are doing. Let's not forget there was an $83.3 million penalty. And he has, to my knowledge at this point, he has not yet appealed that because in order to do that, he apparently has to come up with a fair chunk of money to secure that. Now, I'm pretty sure he hasn't done that yet. I'm not positive. And then, of course, that's over the $5 million that he was first supposed to have to pay. And apparently that has been secured and that is being appealed. That's in the E. Jean Carroll situation. So let's just take a quick look-see and see how Trump is doing, how his money is, how he's feeling about his money. This is the thing. The more information that comes out about what the PAC is spending money on, things like that stylist, the question has to be asked, why on earth is the PAC paying for that? It's not like she's on the campaign trail. It's not like she's out there, doing what people do. She's hiding. So why is the PAC paying for her to what? Look stylish while she's hiding? I don't get that. So the question, there's going to start to be questions about, well, why is the PAC paying for that? Why isn't that stylist money, for example, coming out of your own pocket? That feels like a personal expense. That does not feel like a campaign or election expense. So let's take a quick peek and see how Trump and his money are doing. Because, of course, as I said, his money and his ego are like this, right? So here we go. Trump, ego, money, Trump, ego, money, Trump, ego, money. Ten of Swords. And so what we're starting with is the fact that it's not going well. All right. He ultimately, and even now, is sort of in a place, in a space where it's not going well. He's the kind of money that he needs is sort of almost like not rolling in. His rallies are not gaining the kind of momentum, or more importantly, the numbers that he needs to be able to sustain this. And apparently, they're saying that the venues are much, much smaller, and even those are not getting filled to capacity. So there is definitely some difficult times coming for him. That's followed, by the Knight of Cups, right? And this really feels like this is about him romanticizing, him telling a story, him embellishing his truth. Because, of course, his truth is completely connected to his ego and his sense of self. And this is the thing. I firmly believe that he has said the lies so often that he's actually convinced himself they're true. He's like losing that grip on reality. And so when he's running around saying, oh yeah, I've got $400,000 in the bank, it's not actually attached, connected to reality, but it is in his head. All right. He wants everybody to think that he is abundant, he is rolling in it, he is uber wealthy. And he's terrified of the truth coming out. And unfortunately, more and more of that truth is going to come out. And it's going to put him in a place where he's going to really have a difficult time trying to I guess like rein in some of the conversations around this. He's going to continue to embellish. He's going to continue to talk. And, this is the thing. Somewhere along the way, maybe one of his lawyers has said to him, listen, you've got a lot of monetary penalty stuff coming up. Maybe be quiet about what you think you are, or how wealthy you are, or how much money you have in the bank, because that ultimately ends up being evidence in court. Okay? But truly, he's not able to do that, okay? Because he's forever thinking about how this is going to play, what people are going to say. He's looking now for new avenues, new venues of money to come in, new people that he can get his message to. The problem is that truly his message is so abhorrent to most people. I want to be a dictator. Geez, I can just see the American people jumping at that and saying, yeah, absolutely, that's what we want. So his message is barren. It's falling on kind of deaf ears. He's really scared of the kind of judgments that are coming down on him and will continue to come down on him. And again, listen, you have him being very defensive. He's pushing back. You have the higher court, and the court system not being supportive, not making the rulings that he wants them to make. And as usual, there are women, women, and more women who are coming after him for his money. All right. And that just causes him untold stress and aggravation. Not only is there this element of truly not feeling well, but emotionally, his emotions are out of control and he's becoming more erratic, like crazed, um, illogical. He's lashing out, etc. So his emotions are out of control. His health is not in a good place, and he's gripping in his cold, tight fists what money he has because he's not he's not able to broaden his appeal. His message is not getting through. And he's starting to recognize that on some level, he really is more trapped than he thinks he is. He is also terrified of ending up behind bars. This has always been one of his greatest fears. And so this is one of his prime motivators for pushing back and fighting so hard. Because he knows that if he's found guilty, and he doesn't win the presidency, which he's not going to, he's trapped. More information, more dark money, more information coming out about how the money was spent, where it's going, how little he has. That's going to be the next thing I feels like. Like there really is going to be conversations about how little money he has. So, I mean, I guess this is the thing, right? He's going to try to appeal this, for example, this 83 million. And he's not going to be able to appeal it on the grounds that it was a wrong verdict. Ultimately, he's not going to be able to appeal it on the grounds of I'm immune and therefore I can do and say whatever the hell I want. So at some point, does there not need to be a discussion about what he can actually afford? That also is something that could be coming up and made very clear in the hush money case that's coming up. It just feels like there's going to be more and more exposure around his money, and that is a problem because he's really scared of the judgments coming down. Look at, you've got the Hierophant, you've got judgment, and you've got justice. So things are not going to, be well for him. And the people who are coming after him are going to be the winners in this. He is not going to be able to wiggle out. And don't be surprised if there's some information coming out kind of about dark money. Now, I think I've said before that there isn't money from outside of the country coming to him directly, but it's coming in sort of a circular route, okay? And it looks like some of that may be exposed. His fortunes are just diminishing, and his fortunes are about money, and his inability to balance sort of the truth, reality, with his fantasy. This is his reality, the Five of Pentacles. The Four of Wands is his fantasy. Everything's fine, everything's wonderful. Look at the display I can put on. Look at how happy I am. Look at how everything's going beautifully for me. Let's celebrate. And people are going, yeah, buddy, truly, you don't have the money to celebrate. Okay. All right. And death. of course, and following death was the King of Pentacles, which everybody knows is my trump card. A lot of anxiety, a lot of worry. All right, so this is where he's at right now. The money situation is not good. It's not anywhere near as rosy as he wants people to believe and think it is. And there's going to be more information coming out that's going to, not paint him in a good light. And it feels like in some ways he may get started. The reporters may actually start to ask him some really pointed questions. And um, his answers are going to become so ridiculous um, that they're not even going to make logical sense, right? I mean, last week at some point, he was asked about, paying this $83 million. And all he could say was, I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong, because he sure as hell didn't want to address whether he actually could or could not afford to pay it. And he keeps standing behind that I didn't do anything wrong, except the problem is the judgments and the verdicts in all of these cases are saying, whoa, buddy, you did. So that's where we're at right now. Thank you very, very much for being here. I hope you enjoyed this. Maybe it was informative. Please don't forget to put your questions in the comment section below for Friday. And until next time, take care. Be well. Bye-bye.